Good morning. My name is Bob Gersh. I'm a reverse mortgage specialist at iReverse Home Loans. And today I'd like to discuss with you some of the disclosure and documents that you'll obtain and receive during the process of considering and potentially doing a reverse mortgage. Some people get concerned up front as to a lot of the details and trying to get an explanation of what's going on. They may have been told by various members of their family and or relatives and or friends, or just read various pieces of information and trying to get the actual facts. Well, the significant amount of the information is available in writing to you, and with us you'll receive this information as you go along in the process of determining if a reverse mortgage is suitable for you, and if so, all of the information regarding the terms, the costs, and the whole process is in writing for you. So I'd like today to just go through with you some of that paperwork as far as what you should expect to receive. Hopefully this gives you a little comfort level of at least knowing you'll receive documentation throughout the process and be able to review it, read it, go over it with your other advisors and friends and relatives, and basically get comfortable with the process. So to start off with, it's an educational process. You should, and with us you will receive a package of information when you inquire about a reverse mortgage, and it will include a PowerPoint presentation, and so you can be able to review all of the PowerPoint slides. It's a hard copy printed for you. The package also may, if you ask for, contain a booklet in pretty large print explaining a lot of the details about a reverse mortgage. Also, there is a CD which basically has a discussion talking about some of the issues and explaining in generality how a reverse mortgage works in the details. And there's also some other paperwork that you'll receive along with it, literature regarding a reverse mortgage. There's also a list required by HUD of approved counselors, so you'll know the contact numbers and addresses and names of various parties that you can get in touch with to do the counseling, which is part of the process. So you'll have the information, you can do your research and contact these different parties. We also provide within our material up front references to various websites, both our website as well as industry websites, HUD websites, and various NRMLA websites, which is the National Association, and other sites that you may want to look at, AARP, etc. So you get this booklet of information when you inquire, and that'll give you a starting point. It gives references for other material, and you can ask us if you have specific questions, and specifically if you are dealing with issues like a power of attorney, trusts, and other related items. We have specific white papers on those items also. Well, once you've gone through that, the next part is you'll receive at least 3 documents. They're single-page documents. One is a comparison of programs, and after we've spoken to you and have an idea of what may make sense for you to do, we would provide you with at least three alternatives of programs, which basically are the numbers. An estimate of the cost of your home is included in there, based on current interest rates, your age, how much you could obtain, the different programs that are available. It goes through and has at least 3 comparisons for you to look at. Basically, once we understand what you're looking for, we may whittle down what makes sense. So you're not looking at dozens, but we'll provide you with at least 3. And then there are 2 other forms you'll receive at that time, and one is an amortization schedule, which basically indicates if you drew all the money and interest rates were at the maximum they could be in the particular programs you're choosing, how much you would have drawn and accrued in interest each year over the next many years. So it allows you to be able to look at worst case, maximum costs and amortization. And the third sheet basically comes into looking at information from those other two sheets and reiterating information on interest rates and other terms, and based on how long you hold on to the loan in your house will depend on various factors, which the interest rates are in there. So when you factor in your upfront costs of doing the transaction, as well, even though those costs are mostly added to the loan and paid when the loan is paid off, you still have those, I'll call them origination costs, upfront costs, legal costs, etc. And depending on how many years you hold the loan, the more years you spread that cost over, the less the loan cost. So you could look at various indications on that. So that, which is really a cost comparison using information from the other two sheets and based on the length of time you hold the loan, is what the third sheet really includes. So you get these three sheets. Your counselor, when you do your FHA HUD counseling in the process, would be given copies of those same three sheets and go over those sheets when they go over the counseling with you, either in person or by phone at your election. So you have those documents. Once the counseling is done, you'll receive a certificate, good for 6 months, and look at the date. Maybe put it on your calendar so you'll know if you need to renew that certificate and call them again. But you have that piece of paper, which is a certificate indicating you've gone through counseling. Once you've done that, you can go to your loan officer and do the actual application and disclosure. And what we do is we provide you with a full copy of everything you're going to sign at that time. So the application and all the upfront disclosures you'll have a copy of. Also, at that same time, we'll provide you with a sample of a copy of all the papers you would have that relate to the actual closing, so that when you leave working with the loan officer, either the loan officer's office or your home, the loan officer will be leaving with you a package which will consist of paperwork of everything you just signed plus everything you would sign if you did the closing. You can then go through all those documents, which will include those three items that I mentioned before, documents. It includes other items which you would have received when we first started the process of education, and many other documents. So it gives you information on terms, conditions, costs, etc. Please feel free to go through those documents and have others that you trust go through those documents if you would like to work with others to make a decision. Is this appropriate for you to do a reverse mortgage, and what would be the costs and what would be the terms and conditions? They're all there in writing, so that when you're looking through the paperwork, it may bring up various questions or issues. You can go back to loan officer and get the answers to those. So that's the basic paperwork for this. So there's lots of disclosure from day one when you inquire through the time of the application, which gives you the paperwork which you would be signing at the closing. And then once you do actually close on a loan, you'll receive copies of all the documents you actually signed copies, a set of those copies after the closing from the closing attorney. Basically, that's how it works. Also, once you have closed, you'll receive welcome letters from the lender, as well as monthly notices of the statements of amounts you have drawn, have available to draw, and what any costs are that have been incurred, interest rates, FHA fees, upfront fees, as well as ongoing fees. Anything that's involved at all in the process will be on those statements also, so that you get that on an ongoing basis. So there's ongoing information on a monthly basis. So that is basically the document flow as far as what you should receive, what kind of disclosures. So you'll have plenty of information to read, and then it may lead to some questions for clarification. It may lead to understanding the program better, or just bring up other issues that you need to discuss with your professionals before going into the transaction, or with the loan officer regarding the transaction. So that's a summary of the kind of paperwork you should be receiving during the process and when you'd receive it. And if you have any questions regarding the process, feel free to give us a call. My name again is Bob Gersh with iReverse Home Loans at 202-7475, and my personal extension is 700, and be more than pleased to speak to you about everything I've just spoken about and anything else regarding reverse mortgages that may be of a question that you might have. So that's it for today. Have a good day and a good rest of the week, and hope to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.